Welcome, everybody, to another webinar put on by the Government Contractor Association in conjunction with GovGenie. If you are joining us here, we are doing an episode on a $60 billion IDIQ GWAC contract that's available out there. They're going to be continuing to award it on a rolling basis. But we got some exciting news to share about the GSA OASIS Plus contract. And so in today's webinar, we're going to be sharing with you what is the contract opportunity and how to maximize getting all the task orders that's going to be coming through the GSA OASIS Plus contract. So if you're joining us live, thank you. We will be recording this episode here for anyone who wants to watch the replay as well. So to kind of get us started, go ahead and put in your company name into the chat area and where you're joining us from. It gives us a little bit perspective of who's here with us today. We've got companies from all over the country joining us today. So we're going to be talking about how to maximize the GSA OASIS Plus contract opportunities. So my name is Abraham Shong. I am the president and founder of the Government Contractors Association here. We are an organization that is designed, that was founded with the mission of empowering and creating access to greater contract opportunities for the business community in the government contractor industry. So with that, I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint slides and we're going to go ahead and dive deep into this here. If you're joining us live, thanks for joining us. Go ahead and put in your company name and where you're joining us from, your city or your state that you're joining us from. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. We're going to be going through some very important information, and we've got some really good bonuses, some good content for you guys, for all of you joining us as well. All right, so we're going to be talking about the OASIS Plus, which is the $60 billion contract opportunities. But before we do that, I want to give you a little bit of background about myself and why I do what I do here at the Government Contractors Association. We've got a team of staff members and just resources here to support the business community so that you can continue to thrive and grow. And for some of you who are newer in the government market, so that you can continue to have resources to continue to support your endeavors. Since we founded GCA, it was founded in 2010. We've helped train over 15,000 companies, and we've helped businesses win over $2 billion in contract awards in the government contracting industry. And the reason why we're here is for one purpose. Small businesses are greatly disadvantaged in the government marketplace. And so we want to create an environment where large companies and small business can work together in teaming subcontracting relationships. And we also want to create an environment where agencies can find more qualified small business to work together. So we're creating an ecosystem where organizations can thrive in the government contracting marketplace. We love this industry. We love helping businesses. And so thank you for joining us. So that's really a little about us and why we do what we do here. Let's go ahead and dive into today's content here, talking about OASIS Plus contract here. So I'm going to share a little bit of perspective in terms of the what's going on with OASIS. The first round was announced on October 3rd that the social economic small business awardees were announced on that day. Is about 3 days before when they published it, but then it was announced publicly on the 3rd of October. And then on the 24th, 8A companies received their notification that they were part of the OASIS Plus awardees. Now, if you are not on OASIS Plus, this webinar is for you as well, because we're going to share with you strategies and techniques, even though you may not be an awardee, tactics of how you can maximize the $60 billion contracting vehicle as well. The social economic small business awardees were hub zone companies, women-owned businesses, and SDVSB companies, whereas the 8A awardees are only for 8A companies. And if you stay around to the end and you don't have that list yet, I'm going to make the list of all these 8A companies and all these small businesses available to all of you, just as a bonus for joining us here today, so that if you want to engage them for teaming purposes and so forth, you can do that as well. But here's the latest news, just came out yesterday, GSA released the awardees of the unrestricted awardees that just received their contract. And I think there was about 20 to 30 companies. And the list is available as well. I'm going to give you guys this list here in terms of who are the awardees to this first round of unrestricted. Unrestricted means that they're either small businesses without certifications or they're large companies that receive the Oasis Plus contract. And then they're going to do another round of announcement on December 17th in terms of who else have been added to the GSA Oasis Plus contract awards. So I'm going to do a quick example of this here. So the unrestricted list is here. I'm going to put it into the chat for some of you. My producer doesn't have this link, so I'm gonna put in the chat. If you want to access this information, just go to and put on this link here. So this is the link to the latest announcement here. And if you come in here, you can actually just add it to your bid board. And when you add it to your bid board, you're going to see you can actually set up a free account to see this information here. So GovGenie is a tool that we're going to be demonstrating how to manage your pipeline, especially your Oasis Plus. And so all of the documents are in here. So the awardees is right here. So if you add this here to your pipeline, and again, GovGenie is free to set up, so you can go ahead and set it up. And so the list is right here. So these are the latest round of companies that just received Oasis Plus. So there's 28 companies. So 28 companies. These are mainly all large companies that just received this round here. And we're going to be talking about how working collectively together allows you to get more contract awards from a contracting perspective in a second here. So this is the list. And if you want a copy of this list here, just take the link I have, add it to your bid board, and all the links are right there available for you to potentially, if you're a small business, these are potentially good teaming partners on this here. So let me exit out of this here and minimize this here. Let's come back to our slides. So this is the link to it. And so that's kind of where we're at. So let's talk about how to leverage Oasis Plus, right? For some of you, we invited all the members who were Oasis Plus winners, and we also invited our members in the association to join us in this webinar. So it doesn't matter where you're at. We'll talk about how to maximize the opportunity with Oasis Plus. But for those of you who are on Oasis Plus, there's two ways to utilize Oasis Plus. You can take the first path, which is wait until there's task orders that come out. I just talked to one of the companies that we're working with, and he said that he saw 2 task orders already on GSA eBuy. Now, I haven't confirmed it, but he just informed me, I think 2 days ago, that he saw 2 task orders on the eBuy. So you can take that path, right? Wait until an agency says, hey, we want to put out some awards through Oasis Plus. And then they will put it out, and then the recipients of the Oasis Plus can go and to see if they want to bid for that task order. So that's one way. But there's a more strategic way. There's a more proactive way. And so the more proactive way is behind door number 2. And in door number 2 is you actually engage agency buyers and let them work with you through this contracting vehicle. So this is a little bit more strategic way. And so I'm going to talk about the more strategic way, because waiting for task order to come out, that means you're working behind the scenes and you're competing against everybody else that's on Oasis Plus. So in fact, we're going to take a quick dive here. We're going to look at how many companies are on Oasis Plus that are 8A certified companies, and how many are on the we saw that there's 28 that's large companies. So I'm going to pull up the list of all the companies that are on the 8A. So let me resort this here. I'm sure, make sure I'm in the right place. Okay, so the OASIS list of small businesses. So this is the list of the companies that are designated as small business. Some of you guys are on this list here. So if we look at this list here, there's a lot of small businesses that's part of this here. So you're looking at about 1,384 companies. And so these are all the companies that are considered either women-owned, veteran-owned, or hub-zone. That's on this list here. And then let's look at the other list, the 8A companies. So as it relates to the 8A companies, it's a little bit less. So there's 183 8A companies that are, well, actually a little bit more, because that's the one with the, so yeah, 183. So 183 companies that are 8A certified, that's on OASIS Plus. So let's come back to here. So what do you do with these here, right? What do you do as a business? If you are on it, how do you maximize these contract vehicles? If you're not on it, what can you do? So let me come back and let's talk about the best way to engage and utilize your OASIS Plus is to start building relationships. Now that you have this contract vehicle, now it could be any contracting vehicles you have, because the 8A certification is a type of contracting vehicle. OASIS Plus is a type of contracting vehicle. You can be on CIO SP4. You can be on ITES. You can be on many other BPA or GWAC contracting vehicles. There's a lot of different contracting vehicles out there. Today, we're kind of focused a little bit on OASIS Plus. But regardless of which contracting vehicle you have to understand the 6 types of relationships that you need to be successful utilizing these contracting vehicles. So what does that mean? There's 6 types of relationship you need to have. And so I'm going to talk about the red circles first, and then we're going to talk about the blue circles. And all these relationships here work together. So you as a business owner, you're a vendor. You're in the middle right here. So how do you, as a vendor, foster relationships so that you can maximize the contracting vehicles that you have? So we're going to look at this first top red circle at the very top here. This is the end user, the agency itself. You want to foster a relationship with a program manager, a director, a supervisor of an agency, someone that works inside of the agency. It doesn't have to be a department head. It could just be someone that has a pain point, someone that has a problem. So you build a relationship with the end user so that they can leverage the contracting vehicles that you have, whether it's your certification, whether it's the OASIS Plus or any other contracting vehicles you have to build a relationship with the end user. The end user can be the CDC, it could be HHS as a whole, it could be DOD, the Army, it could be any agency, whether civilian or military agency. You want to foster a relationship with the end user. But here's the problem. End users, they have a problem, they have a need, but they have limited contracting authority, meaning that they cannot buy directly from you because they don't understand rules and regulations. They don't understand the FAR. They haven't read 2,000 pages of the FAR. So end users, if it's $25,000 or less, they can swipe a credit card. Or if it's less than 10,000, oh, some major news happening. This is just kind of like hot off the press, right? Right now, we're going through some major changes where micro purchases is being recommended to go from 10,000 to 15,000, and simplify acquisition, which is $250,000 or less. which are historically a contract officer must award to small businesses. The new recommendation, and it hasn't been approved yet, but it should be approved in the coming days or months, to go from SAP to go from 250,000 to 350,000. So that means there's going to be more opportunity for smaller businesses who are in this industry, and micro purchase will go from 10,000 to 15,000. DoD just moved it to I think 7,500 to 10,000. But for all federal agency, in terms of civil agency and other federal agencies, it's going to be moved from 10,000 to 15,000 for micro purchases. So my point is this here: the end user have limited contracting authority. So if it's a micro purchase, they can do it. If it's a credit card purchase, they can do it. But if it's larger than 25,000, they must use a procurement process. So even as you build a relationship with the end user, they have to work with this other red circle, bottom left circle. This is the contracting office or contracting officers. This is your KO, this is your PCO, your TCO, your ACO, your core, the COTAR. All these are the different people that works in the contracting office. They have the authority to award a contract. They don't have a pain point. They don't have a need. The need belongs to the end user, but the contracting officer, they have the authority. They went to Defense Acquisition University. They studied the FAR. They understand the procurement rules and processes of how to engage a business to an agency. And so we call this a government contracts, right? Because it's all about contracts. And so relationship with the contracting officer is important as well. So you as a vendor, you need relationship with the end user, and you need relationship with the contracting office or the contracting officers themselves. But there's one other red circles in terms of relationship related to government that you should have as well, and which is this bottom right circle here. And we're going to be talking about how to engage these people in a second here. Bottom red circle, you need relationship with small business advocates. Small business advocates are the SADBU, the OSTBU, the SBA boss, the small business specialist. They don't have a need, they don't have the authority, but they have influence. So working with small business specialists, they have influence. They can influence. They can say, hey, as an agency, you have not been meeting your 8A goals. You have not been meeting your veteran goals. We have, as the boss of these 8A companies, we have a company that we would like you to engage with. So they can encourage contracting officers and end users to engage with a small business. So, but you need all three relationships to be successful as it relates to government contracting. These are all government relationships that you need, and they all work hand to hand. But in addition to just relationships in the government market, you need relationships with private sector and commercial organizations and people as well. So the first relationship you need relationship with other large companies. So if you are a small business and you are not on Oasis Plus, the list that I just shared with you, you need that list of large companies to work with. Now, large companies that are already on Oasis Plus, they already have some small business that they're working with, but the government may put out certain type of innovative need that your company can provide to these large companies. So these large companies, even though they have some existing vendors that they're working with, existing small business that they're working with, they're always looking for new small business to work, to be subcontractors or to be teaming partners, so that they can fulfill different requirements that the agency will have. Now, for a large company, the new recommendation is that historically, if it's $750,000 or more, the large company must have a small business program. The new recommendation, I think they're moving that to $850,000, if I remember correctly. And so any project over $850,000, large company must work with small businesses. So you as a vendor, you want to engage large companies. In the private sector, we call those programs supply diversity program. In the government contracting marketplace, it's called small business program. And In the private sector, that person managing that initiative is called the supply diversity manager. In the government market, the person managing the small business program is called the SBLO, Small Business Liaison Officer. So you want to engage them so that you can foster the relationship so that you can work together on projects. And then you also want relationship with other small businesses. Other small businesses may have certain certifications that you may not have. If you want to do work with a VA, you absolutely need a teaming partner that is a SDSB or VOSB. If you want to do work for HHS or CDC, they prefer to work with 8A certified company. So different agencies have certain different preferences in terms of contracting vehicles, whether it's OASIS Plus or whether it's a certain type of certification. You need a well-rounded core of different companies with different parallel services or different complementing certifications to help you to open more doors as you're engaging and trying to be successful in the government market itself. Then you also need this bottom blue circle here. You need relationships with a capture team. Now, your capture team are your internal government contracting department. So your capture team is made up of capture managers, proposal writers, relationship managers, cost accounting experts, DCA compliance CPAs. You need legal team. You need people that's in the industry that can help you to succeed and to help you overcome different needs that you may have as a vendor in the government contracting marketplace. So these are the 6 different type of relationships that you need. Now, for some of you, you're super successful and you understand these 6 relationships already. Some of you, some of the reason why you have not been successful the way you want to be successful is because you don't understand how these 6 types of relationships work together. Every time you go to a matchmaking event or to an industry day event, you're going to meet people there. And those people, they're going to fall into one of these 6 buckets in the government contracting world. As it relates to government members, they're going to fall into one of these red circles. They're either end user, they're a contracting officer, or they work for the contracting office, or they're small business advocates. In the private sector, they're going to fall into other small businesses that you can work with or large companies that you can work with, or they're a professional that can add value to your company. So when you're networking and you're engaging people out there, you have to quickly decide, okay, where do they fall in one of these 6 buckets? And if they don't fall into any of these buckets, don't spend a lot of time fostering that relationship because you want someone that's going to fall into one of these 6 buckets here. So if you have questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I will address some of the questions as we continue here. So let's shift gears here. So how do you engage these folks here? One, the easiest way is to engage them through email campaigns. You can also do it by phone calls. You can do it through networking events. You can do it many different ways. But I'm going to share with you some specific techniques in terms of how to engage any of those 6 relationships through email. So you want to target, if it's related to government relationships, you want to target different agencies. And the way you do that is you use identify your key NAICS code. All of you should you should know your primary NAICS codes already. If you don't, use this link here. And then you want to use USA Spending to identify who's awarding contracts based upon your NAICS code. So we're going to quickly do a quick exercise in terms of how to do that there. Now, I have a list of all of these small business specialists already and some large companies as well. And we're going to make that available to you at the very end of this episode here. So I'm going to give you a quick demo of how to identify agency buyers so that you can see who to engage with and do some email campaign. We're going to look at some email examples also in terms of how to email somebody if you don't have an existing relationship so that you can warm up the relationship. So let me come in here and we're going to go to USA Spending. So USA Spending, for many of you, this is your bread and butter, website everybody should use. Some of you, if this is new, this should become your favorite website. USA Spending tracks all of the federal spending, whether it's grants, contracts, or loans made out to the business community. But we're going to use this here for historical award history as it relates so that we can kind of see which agency are awarding the most contract in your NAICS code, in your industry. We're going to look at which agencies or which companies, which large primes or other small business are winning contracts so you can find teaming partners. So I'm going to come in here, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come and do it by fiscal year. So we are in fiscal year 2025 already. This is towards the end of the first quarter of fiscal 2025. January 1st begins the second quarter. And in the upcoming class, we're going to talk about how to build relationships during this time here and how to maximize the fiscal year. So, but today we're going to look at one fiscal year, 2024. And then we're going to come down here. We're going to come to NAICS code here. And we're going to identify one industry. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just put in here administrative management. So 5.1611. So this is administrative management, multi-billion-dollar NAICS code here. So we're going to see, and then I'm just going to hit submit. And it's going to tell me there 19,000 contract was awarded last year under this one NAICS code. The DoD awarded the most, $3 billion, and then HHS the second, and USAID 1.8 billion, and so forth, right? And then we're going to look at not by month, but we're going to look at, now this is the Verizon chart, right? Remember I said the first quarter starts October 1st and we are in December. So we're towards the end of this fiscal cycle for the first quarter here. And you can see that the most spending happens in the final quarter, July, August, September. This is where the most money, this is where the government has to spend the money, spend it or lose it, right? But we're going to look at the year so we can kind of see total number by 2024, how much they awarded in just 1 year. So we're going to look at here. So they awarded $14.5 billion in one NAICS code. So that's just one NAICS code. So how does this here affect, how does this here affect your business as a whole, right? These are all the companies and the agencies right here. This is the recipient. All these are the companies that are winning contract in this primary NAICS code. Billions of dollars. What you want to do is you want to come up to the very top and you want to click on the download button. And then you want to click on award and you want to click on everything. And it's going to take about 15 minutes to download this document. And it's going to be too long. So I'm not going to demo the list. I already have a list already. So it's going to give you a list. And so I'm going to show you an example of a list so that you can see what that looks like. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to pull up a list that I've already made and show you how to leverage this list here. So let me pull up my list here. Oh, yeah, let me get to it. So I'm gonna expand it. So when you pull up a list, when you download the list, it's gonna be a big old Excel sheet like this here. And it's gonna have columns after columns and rows after rows, right? In the example that we looked at is 19,000 awards. So you're gonna see, if you're gonna go down, there's gonna be 19,000 rows. So it's a lot of information, but let me show you what to do with this. Some of the rows is not significant for you to use. So you can hide those, or you can delete those rows. So the first column you want to have is the total obligated amount, because this is it tells you how much contract was awarded. The next column is you want the awarding sub agency, or the awarding office itself. So you don't want the DoD, you want the specific smaller sub agency. And then you want the UEI number. This is a slightly older, so this is under DUNS, but it should be UEI number for most of you. And then you want the column that said recipient name. These are all the companies that have won contracts. And with this here, now I can target. I can say, okay, let me put a filter in here, and I'm going to deselect, and I'm going to say, okay, Abbott. How many contracts did Abbott win? So Abbott won, about 5 projects, 6 projects. And I can say, okay, let me see who else, right? And I just kind of go and see which company have won certain amount of contracts, and see if I want to, like Alliant, they won 6 projects as well, and the total amount is here. So now I know exactly who I need to target in terms of building a relationship, creating a trust with them, so that we can work together on Oasis Plus projects, so that we can work together on different initiatives out there. So this is how you utilize the list. Once the list is downloaded, you're going to see this here. And this is how you build your target to go after in terms of the government itself. So let's come back to our list here and to our slides. So we talked about how to find companies now. So what do you do with these companies, right? How do you engage them? You engage them through phone calls. Yes, you can do that, but most people nowadays, phone call is always not the most effective way. So I'm going to teach you a specific technique in terms of how to engage another company using an email technique that has about, on average, a 35% open rate. And I'm talking about a cold email technique. In fact, I should be teaching you guys this here, because I don't want everybody to use this technique, because the companies I coach, they may not, they use this technique. So I don't want everybody in the public to use this technique. So I'm not going to teach you this technique. But actually, since I will teach you, I'm just teasing you guys. Since you guys are here, I'm going to give you, I give freely to you. So I'm going to teach you this super, super powerful technique that on average gets about 35% open rate on a cold email. Now you have to tweak it a little bit to your situation and change a few things around a little bit, but I'm going to teach you this technique here. So I call it the carrot technique. And for the students in our CCM program and my coaching students, I teach them this technique. And now we've got many other different techniques. So this is probably one of the more effective technique. And I'm going to show you why it's effective in a second here. So when you come here, what you want to do is click on the download button. Don't ask for permission to join my Dropbox account, because this is my Dropbox account. I'm not going to give you permission in my Dropbox account, but you do have permission to click on the download button and then just download it, and then you can use it however you need to use it. So this is how you want to use it as it relates to this here. So read this little article. It talks about what is the carrot technique, but let me jump to the email sample here. So this is how you do this campaign. First thing is build a list, right? I just showed you, I'm going to give you some lists. So the first thing is get a list of prospects of who you want to engage. The next step is start tracking an opportunity. Find an opportunity that you're interested in working with. And then once you find an opportunity, you start fostering relation with the contracting officer, start building relationship with the program manager, with the end user, maybe build relationship with your small business specialist, your advocates. And then as you start to make some traction, you want to use that bid and you want to send an email to your prospect. And so the email is very simple. Don't make long emails. And don't send a lot of images. Don't send marketing messages, because no one has time to read anything long. So this is very simple. Upcoming project for IT services, or upcoming project for construction services, or administrative management project with NIH. That would be a good subject line. And you want to bid on these projects, you may be lacking maybe a past performance, or if you're a small business that's not on a Oasis Plus, you can reach out to somebody who is on Oasis Plus. Or if you're on Oasis Plus, but you need someone with a certain type of skill set to, because not everything that comes out on task order on Oasis Plus you can perform on. And so you might need, somebody else to cover maybe a project management role or a specific technology that you don't have, so that you can use this technique here. So for example, if you are on Oasis Plus and you need a subcontractor to overcome one area, you would say here, Oasis Plus project, estimated value $2 million. So that would be your subject line. And then your email, hi, first name. I don't call people by Mr. Smith or Mrs. Smith, or I just call them by their first name, because my philosophy is friends do business with friends. That's my philosophy. So if you send me an email, you say, "Dear Mr. Xiong," I'm thinking you don't know me. We're not friends, right? So I only want to do business with friends. So the email is very simple. I want to see if you'll be interested in teaming with us on this upcoming project. And you can say something like, "We've been tracking it and we think it's a good match for both our companies to work together." Something very simple. Love to set up a meeting to discuss this in more detail. Here is the link to the project. It could be a SAM link. It could be a GovGenie link. It could be a link to the actual project itself. And I believe in working in open transparency, because I don't like, sometimes you don't want to work in mystery, right? You work in an open manner, in a trusted manner. You give trust to receive trust back. So you give them the link, and if they want to bid on this here without you, that's fine. If someone's going to choose not to work with it, you rather want to know that on the front end, right? If someone's going to cheat you, someone's going to lie to you, someone's going to act in a untrustworthy manner, let them do that on the front end before there's a lot of time invested. Now, a trustworthy company will do this here. They will, if they see this here and they're already bid on it, they're going to say, they're going to respond back, "We're interested in working with you, but we're already bidding on this project with somebody else. And let's work on the future project." They will communicate just like that for you. Or you get no communication back. And most of the time, that might be the case. And then you put a lot of information about your company. Our company is Best IT Corporation. We're a cybersecurity company. We're 8A certified. And this statement is very important. We have a capture team and a proposal manager to support our contracting efforts. And what we're trying to say here is that we're not coming to mooch off of you. We're not coming to eat all the food that you have. We're not going to crash your party and take advantage of what you have. We're coming with value to the party. We're going to bring our own food. We're going to bring our own beer. We're going to bring our own to the party. So that, and if you're bringing in food to a party, you go to a party and you're bringing in food to the party, people say, "Oh yeah, come on in," right? If you're going there looking shabby, looking empty-handed, and they're like, "Who are you? Your name's not on the registry." So communicate that you have value. 3 very simple bullet points, maybe 4, but don't put more than that. All you're trying to do is get someone interested to engage you. That's all you're doing. And so attaches a capability statement. Here, for convenience, here is my calendar link. If you can do that, or you can just respond back to us. And so very simple email, right? And then there's a follow-up email, and then we go into another email and another follow-up email. So I'm not going to go to all the follow-up email sequences here, but this is a very, very powerful email technique. Now, this is called, let me share with you this last email technique down here. This is probably one of the most effective email techniques that we've created. It's called the breakup email. The breakup email gets about a 50 up to 50% open rate. So now this is after a series of 60 days of engaging somebody already, right? Saying goodbye. Now, if I've seen your email come to me over 60 days, and then all of a sudden I see the subject line saying goodbye. Now you can change the subject line. It could be, I guess this is not a fit, right? That could be the subject line. It could be maybe next time. It could be a different type of subject line, but saying goodbye usually gets a good open rate. The first goal in terms of cold email is getting someone to open the email, right? And so your subject line is the first thing. Keeping your email short and simple is important. But we're doing this in good taste, right? We're not just spamming people. We're strategically targeting people 2 or 3 emails at a time, because you don't want to spam people. You don't want to just blast out 20,000 emails, because it doesn't do you any good. And then your email is going to get blacklisted on the servers anyway. So here's the email. Hi, John. I really thought we could be great teaming partners. Since I haven't heard from you, I guess neither the time is right, nor you're not interested in teaming on project. So I guess this is goodbye for now. Very simple. If in the future it ever makes sense for us to reconnect, I'm always open to teaming and add value to your company. And we actually have had the clients, the coaching clients I work with, when they send out a similar email to this, people have emailed back, say, oh man, I'm so sorry. I meant to get with you. People have emailed to apologize on a cold email like this here. So use this here, right? So this is how you engage people in a very clean, trusted manner in doing it this way here. So let's shift gears a little bit. I've shared with you some email techniques here. Let's go and talk about what's next here, right? So I'm going to put this link. Stay to the end. You'll get a copy to this link here. So what should you do if you are not on Oasis Plus? Some of you, we talked about being a subcontractor. So if you're not on Oasis Plus, many of the members who are here, they are on Oasis Plus. They want to take advantage of, and they want to work with other small businesses. But if you're not on Oasis Plus, be a subcontractor to somebody who is. Now, here's the facts. 70% of government or federal work requires 2 or more companies to work together. Nobody has a deep bench. Unless you're IBM, unless you're Accenture, unless you're Leidos, unless you're, Northrop Grumman, you have a bunch of people sitting around waiting to go to work somewhere. And, they might be sitting on the bench for 2-3 months waiting for a project to start. But most small business, you don't have a bench. You are the bench, right? Or you and your partner, you're the bench. And so the only way to add more resources is by teaming or subcontracting with other companies. So this is your most effective technique in terms of how do you add resources very quickly. Build a network of a lot of companies working together. Subcontracting prime is an effective way of how to do this here. And so I shared with you earlier, how do you find team? By going to USA Spending, pulling up the list, all of the companies that have won contracts are potential teaming partners for you to work with. And then build trust over time. Engage them through emails, engage them through phone calls, engage them through networking events, and start to get to know people and build trust. If all you do is cold emails, that's not the only way, right? I showed you a technique, but there's other ways of how you build trust with people. And face-to-face is still very effective. And then work under the shadow of these more experienced companies until you get more experience yourself. And then large primes, they need small business because, as I shared earlier, right, large company must have a small business program. Projects over 750 currently, potentially 850 soon. Under 750,000, they don't need a small business program. Over 750,000, large company must have a small business program. So you want to engage large companies for that purpose there. Now, when you engage a large company, please do not send this email. Hey, I noticed you're a large company. The regulation says that you need to work with small businesses. That's not a warm and a trusting building relationship type of email, right? That's kind of like going to meeting someone at a park, or maybe at, some of you who may go to clubs or different facilities to meet people. It's like meeting someone for the first time and say, hey, I'm handsome, do you want to go on a date with me, right? Not effective. That's not an effective pickup line. Effective pickup line is getting to know people over time, building trust. So let's talk about how do you build a pipeline and how do you add bids. So because when task order comes out, how do you manage that? And so I'm going to show you how do you manage a pipeline of opportunity, your OASIS task order, plus all your other government contracting pipeline as well. So I'm going to share with you a tool called GovGenie, and GovGenie is free to set up. We give you a trial account. There's no credit card need or anything like that. Just you can start using it. There's no cost to start using it. And for those of you that are on it, awesome. For those of you who's not on it yet, set up your account during this webinar. And at the end, for those that set up a free account, we're going to do a drawing because we're going to give away a free account for 1 whole year, which is valued at about $1,000. So we're going to give you, we're going to do a drawing. So GovGenie is going to be your tool, one of the only tools out there in the government market that you can use to manage your contracting pipeline. Now, there's many other tools out there, but you have to integrate with Salesforce or HubSpot or some other tools out there. GovGenie is designed specifically for businesses in the government market, especially for businesses that are on OASIS Plus or other contracting vehicles, where inherently you have to work and manage your pipeline with other companies. So that's where the power of this tool comes in. So I'm going to show you the old ways of how things are done. So let me come in here and show you the old ways. So the old ways of how things are done is this here. You use an Excel sheet or you use a project management software, something like, this is how we used to manage pipeline on the Smartsheet. So we would, find opportunities and we would copy, paste. So let me show you how that's done. So I'm on sam.gov, and the old ways of how things are done is I'm going to come in here, 541512. I'm going to find an IT opportunity. And I'm going to say, okay, what do I like? Let me see. Here's a sources sought. This is for the Naval Special Warfare Digital Advantage sources sought. If I'm interested in this here, I will click on this. And I will come in here and I will look through this here. I say, okay, I like this here. And then I will copy this. And I will go back to my bid managing platform. I will paste it here. And then we'll come back to here. I will copy the link. And then I will come back to my pipeline and I will paste the link here. And then I will come back to my pipeline and I will copy the notice ID number. And I'm going to come back and paste that here. You can see that this is a horrible way of how to track your pipeline. And I'm going to show you a way where you just click, done. Now, some of you, you're on GovGenie, you love it already. You know how it's done. But for some of you who's never seen GovGenie, and as you're managing your OASIS, I'm going to show you how you can just click in eBuy and add it to GovGenie. Very simple in that manner here. So this is the old way. This is the bad way to do things. And you can see, right, all of these projects here, you know how much time it took. For every project you add to your pipeline, you're spending 5 to 10 minutes just to copy and paste and download and add all the attachments and so forth to track your pipeline. This is the inefficient way. So I'm going to show you how to do it in GovGenie. So when you're in GovGenie, for those of you that's not on it yet, so go ahead and set up your free account, because we're going to do a drawing for everybody that signs up during the webinar. We're going to do a free drawing to get a 1-year membership access or a subscription to GovGenie. Just come in, very easy. Go ahead and hit sign in, or not sign in, but set up an account. Go ahead and get started. Again, no credit card, no nothing. It's free to set up to start using it. So go ahead and set this up here while I'm doing the rest of the demo. So once you're in, let me close out all this. Once you're in, you're going to come in here and you're going to go to opportunity. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to show you two ways of how to add regular bids. I'm going to show you how to add OASIS bids, because OASIS is not published through sam.gov. It's published on eBuy. So I'm going to show you how to add opportunities from eBuy into your pipeline. So you come in here and just put in your NAICS code, 513, my other IT NAICS code. I'm here, apply. I'm going to see some projects here. And if I see a project that I'm interested, right? Let's assume I like this project here. So this is a solicitation due in a few weeks. And I like this here. I'm going to click on it. And at this time here, I just wanted to quickly skim through this here to see if this is a good project I'm interested in. And if I'm interested, I'm going to click add to the bid board. All the information is already here. And I'm just hit add. Done. Click. Information is automatically in my pipeline right here. The Department of Interior, the Technical Support Services, GovGenie pulls data directly from sam.gov into GovGenie. So you can search it on SAM if you want to, but you can search it in GovGenie as well. It doesn't matter where you find the opportunity. If you found it at a state level and you want to add state opportunity, just do a manual addition. But for federal opportunities, it's automatic add. So if I like this project here, I can just move it to drafting, and it's going to give me a simple decision, bid decision matrix. So this is my project. It's in scoping. Right now, I'm scoping out. I've got 6 projects, but assuming this project has a value. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put the value, potential value. I'm going to say this is $1 million project. So now your pipeline, you can start tracking the value of your pipeline. So if I come back out to my swim lanes here, I can see that before it was $6 and $0. Now I'm tracking, I'm scoping out $1 million worth of opportunities now. If I like this project here, scoping just means that, the swim lanes are evaluating, means we added the project looking to see if it's a match for us. Watch list means it's maybe due further out. And the scoping just means that we're looking to see if this is a good match for us. Maybe we might need a win strategy. We might need a project manager. We might need past performances. We might only have 2 and we need a teaming partner. It could be many different things of why it's in scoping. But scoping stays here until you say, okay, from scoping, it becomes, you move it to the drafting swim lane, or you move it to did not bid, right? So it's either you bid on it, and you didn't, or you move it to drafting, you write the proposal, or you move it to did not bid. So in this situation, it's in scoping. So I'm going to say, okay, maybe I need a teaming partner for this here. So I can come and go to the directory and find a teaming partner. And then once I find a teaming partner, I can go to my teaming portal. And I can say, okay, let me add a teaming partners, because I want to share this bid with them. So I've already created a teaming partner in here. Now, for those of you that you're on OASIS Plus, you have teaming partners. So the way you share bids with your teaming partner is by coming in here and adding your teaming partners into one team. And so you put all your team, well, you can just have 2 members. You can have, if you're on an OASIS and there's 3 companies working together on OASIS Plus, you can come in here and create a team of 3 companies by just adding the companies. All the companies that's registered in OASIS or on SAM is already in our system here. And so I've got a test account in here. So I'm going to show you how that works. So for this project, assuming I'm interested in this project here, this technical support services here, I want to move it to drafting. And so I'm going to move it to drafting, and I'm going to share with you how this works. So in drafting, I'm going to open this up and I want to share this with my teaming partner, but I don't want my teaming partner to see all my other projects, right? I'm working on multiple projects and some of them is not Oasis Plus. Some of them might be a different type of opportunity. So I only want my Oasis Plus teaming partners to see this project, not all my other projects. So to do that, I've created a team, and down here, where it says team down here, I'm going to click on this. I'm going to add them as a team member. I've already got a test account, so I'm going to click on my test team here, and I'm going to add. In essence, what I've done is I've shared this project with my teaming partner. Now they can see this project too. On their bid board, they can see this project the same way I'm looking at it. Now they don't see all my other project, but they can see my project. And then if I want to start working on this here and managing this and start writing the proposal, this is where the magic happens on GovGenie. I can come in here and under attachment, all this is all the solicitation related to this project here. I can also click on the proposal tab and add my proposal. So to do that, instead of a file, we recommend using SharePoint, Word Online, or Google Doc Online, so that you're working collaboratively in a manner that you can edit work simultaneously instead of sending a file back and forth, which is not very effective way to do it nowadays. Use a link. And so I'm going to show you. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to actually show you an example. So I'm going to put in my technical proposal, assuming I'm writing a task order response or I'm doing a full-blown proposal. So I'm going to take my Google Doc template, technical proposal template here. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click on link and I'm going to say, this is my technical proposal. I'm going to put the link right here. I'm going to hit add. And I can do that for pricing. I can come in here and I can add the resume. I can put all of my proposal response document in one place. Now, the way I communicate with my team is instead of emailing them, I come into discussion and I'm going to put in here, at whoever I want to engage. And I'm going to put in at, and I'm going to say, let's start to write the technical proposal. I'm going to hit save. So all of your communication related to this one project is all in one place. It's not scattered through various emails all over the place. You don't need Slack to communicate with each other. You don't need Discord. You communicate related to this project specifically on one tool. So your attachments to the solicitation is in one place. Your proposal that you're writing, you can put your pricing sheet and so forth all in one place. And then you're communicating with each other in one place. You can create tasks. I can create a task. I can say on this day here, do this here. I can look at the history, what's happened to this project here over time. I can create notes in here. So discussion is where we chat back and forth. So I just sent a discussion inside GovGenie, but here's where I said the magic happens, right? I don't have to go email them. By mentioning them in here, this is what happens. They actually receive an email. So I just received an email, says from GovGenie, and you've been mentioned in the system. And in here it says, oh, we need to write the technical proposal. And then people check their email. They may not be in GovGenie every minute, but they check their email consistently. So they can say, okay, let me click on this link. It takes them back into GovGenie. So now you're back in GovGenie, you can say, oh yeah, I see the project here. The proposal is here. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to go and I'm going to start writing starting from this template. I'm going to start writing our technical proposal response. And then I can start putting this together. And then once I finish, I can say, okay, now that we finish, I can communicate with my team in here that we're done. I can come back out of the detail view. And I can come out here and I can say, okay, for this proposal, we finished drafting. I'm going to drag it to submit it. And now that I've dragged it to submit it, we're waiting for award notice. But I'm going to do one other thing here. because I'm working in multiple proposal, I may not remember to do everything related to this here. So I'm going to create a task. And as soon as I submit, put in submitted the proposal, I'm going to put in here, and I'm going to say follow up with the KO. And I'm going to put, typically 3 weeks is a good time, or 4 weeks is a good time to follow up with the contracting officer. So I'm going to put in here that on the 31st, since I just submitted today, I'm going to create a reminder. Email KO. I'm going to assign it to myself, or whoever you want to assign it to. I'm going to say this is an email and this is high priority. And I might do a reminder the day before, so I can draft the email the day before, something like that. And then by adding this here, I'm going to get an email notification from GovGenie, the portal here, that you need to follow up with the contracting officer. So built automation is built in so that I don't, 30 days from now, if I'm looking at my pipeline, all of my projects that I'm tracking, it's in my submitted, I'm waiting for award notice, but I also get a notification that is coming up. Now, there's a few other things. There's a lot of other features that I didn't share with you guys. Super powerful tool. Like, for example, I can add a label and I can say that this is a Oasis Plus project, right? I can put Oasis Plus. And so I can create a label and call this here Oasis Plus. So now I can quickly see that this is an Oasis Plus. I can add that this is a different project. I might be working with an 8A teaming partner, so I can add a different tag and so forth in that regard. But this is how you use this tool here to track all of your pipeline, whether it's a task order. Now, let's talk about how do you add Oasis Plus project onto your pipeline, because Oasis Plus, it doesn't show up on SAM.gov. Most of it is going to be released, if not all of it is going to be released on eBuy. All of you who are on Oasis Plus, you'll get notification it's on eBuy, but you don't want to copy paste, right? Because that's the old way of doing things. You just want to click, and add. So the way to do that is let me pull up my link here. Now, if you haven't set up your GovGenie account, go ahead and set that up. We're going to do a drawing in a second. For everybody that sets up a free account today, we're going to do a drawing to see who wins the 1-year free account. So we actually have a Chrome extension. GovGenie has a Chrome extension. So I'm going to put this in the chat. And the Chrome extension allows you to put it in the chat. The Chrome extension allows you to add any project on eBuy onto your GovGenie. So you come in here, just add it to your Chrome extension. Now, GovGenie is a brand new tool, and we're in beta right now. It's designed specifically for government contractors by government contractors. And so we're in beta right now. So we have about 750 users. So we're brand new, making a difference in the, for businesses in the government market here. So add it to your Chrome extension. But when you go into eBuy, when you log into eBuy, this is what you're gonna see. So I'm gonna pull up this quick demo here in terms of how it works. So when you log into eBuy, you're going to see all the bid opportunity. It's going to say this is stars 3. It's going to say this is Oasis Plus. It doesn't matter. But when you have the Chrome extension, you're going to see this little widget here. It's going to say add to the bid board. And then, so inside of eBuy itself you're going to see that. And then you hit add it to the bid board. And then all the data is going to populate into this little pop-up here. And so, but you must have a GovGenie account first. And then at this point, you want to go ahead and click on the attachments. is going to download the attachment into your download folder, and then you want to drag it, or you want to click on that button and click add to, and click it, add it to this opportunity, because the our Chrome extension will not add it automatically because it's inside of a closed system. eBuy is a closed system, so you have to, all of the information is added automatically, but the attachments you will have to download and then click add. And then once you do that, it's going to automatically show that you've added to your bid board. And then when you go to your GovGenie bid board, it's going to say, it's going to automatically be on there. So click. So on eBuy, you click 3 times. Whereas from Sam on inside of GovGenie, you just click it 2 times to add it to your pipeline. So that's how you add opportunities directly from eBuy into your pipeline without having to copy paste the tracking pipeline. So that's the how you do that there. So I'm gonna pause here, and I'm gonna have my show producer give you guys these bonuses here. So the bonuses are the list of small business specialists. That's the first bonus. I've already given you some goodies earlier. And then also the email sample that we talked about. And then we're going to do a drawing. We're going to use this magic, the wheel of names. We're going to do a drawing for everybody that set up a free GovGenie account. So if you set up a free GovGenie account, go ahead and put your company name into the chat. And I'm going to spin the wheel to see who is our lucky winner for a free 1-year GovGenie account. And now, if you are already a GovGenie subscriber, we're going to add another year to your account. So if you're existing GovGenie and you win, we're going to add another year to your account. So my show producer is putting these links into the chat. And so either put your company name into it and into the area, and we're going to do spin the wheel to see who gets a free 1-year GovGenie account. So at this time here, if you set up your free GovGenie account, I'm going to put your name in here. So I'm going to give out, so TCOM. And if you are the winner, send us an email, and then we will set up that. We will go to the back office and automatically upgrade you to the free 1 year. So TCOM is one company. So let me do the next one is JDI. All right. The other one is Allen Engineering. And the next one is Centring. All right. So if you haven't set up your GovGenie, go ahead. This is the time to do it. So the next one is Willis Thomas. Next one is Advance. Set up your account. Give us your name. Management. And then the next one is NMITC. And then Pandora Cloud. I love some of these names here. And then C. Evans. And then Bettis Group. And then Biz Arch. We might have to do 2 drawings because we got a whole bunch of people here. So Carter Lambert. Yeah, I may have to do 2 drawings, and we're okay. We're giving out 2 winners. So let me see here. How many more do we have? So we got Constellation. Okay, I think that's everybody. Oh, okay, so King Grant. Now, if your name's not up here, let me know. Type it back in so I can see it. So King Grant. And then, well, that's Grant Gov Connect. So about King Grant is fine. EFS digital. Okay, so I think that's everybody. So we just do one drawing because if everybody fits into the wheel of circle here. So, all right, so we're gonna do a spin here. I believe that's everybody. Last call before I spin, because once I spin, there's nobody else. Okay. And while I'm spinning, if you have questions about any of the things we cover, email techniques, how to get help for your business, how, if you need proposal support, if you need coaching support, if you need, if you have questions about how to use GovGenie, put in your question while I'm spinning this. All right. So time to spin. Let's see who we got one last person. Okay. One last person. Vega Management. All right, so this is the last company. If you didn't put it in at this time, it is too late. So, all right, so we're gonna spin the wheel here. See who is the lucky winner. 1 year free account of GoGenie. TCOM. All right, congratulations, TCOM. Um, Thanks for participating, having a little bit of fun with us here. And so, what you want to do is our email is in the chat, and just put in there. Um, Send us an email just saying I am the wheel winner, and from the webinar, and then we will make sure your email, your company name is in there, and then what we'll do is we'll go into the back office, we'll upgrade your account. There's no cost to you to do that. For all of you who are not a recipient of this here, you can still use GovGenie for free. On GovGenie, you can manage GovGenie, pipeline. You can we allow you to manage up to 30 bids in GovGenie to see if it's a match for you. So we make it simple. You can start using it, manage up to 30 bids in here before you say, okay, this is a good tool. And if you're saying, okay, how much is GovGenie? GovGenie is super, super affordable because we are in beta. Our pricing is super, super affordable. So it is no mystery, simple pricing, is free, right? Free up to 30 contracts that you can manage. And the software is $99 a month. That's it. There's many other tools out there that's less valuable as GovGenie. I can't say that there's other tools there may be other tools that's more robust in terms of search because they've been around for a long time, but GovGenie as a new tool is very, very powerful. And right now for $99, it's unlimited everything because we haven't because we're still in beta. We're actually going to allow you to manage unlimited everything right now. So whenever you're ready to upgrade, right now the upgrade, there's no limit to how many users you can have on your GovGenie account. There's no limit to how many bids you can manage. You can have as many team as you want to in GovGenie right now. Even though our pricing says limited, you're going to be grandfathered in the unlimited version of GovGenie. So because we're in beta, we're making this special here. So we're not going to enforce any of this here, only for those who are part of the webinar and who's upgrading in the very near future. Now, the other packages, this is where we actually provide an opportunity manager, a real person, not AI, a real person that's going to look for bids for you and add it to your pipeline on a every single day basis. If there's opportunities, they're going to add it to your pipeline. So when you wake up, all you have to do is, what project is in my evaluating swim lane? So that is the opportunity manager. And then the diamond package is our what we call our relationship manager, a relationship manager and an opportunity. You get two people here. You get a relationship manager that will do marketing, email engagement and marketing, to look for maybe subcontractors, to look for teaming partners, to look for maybe you're looking for a mentor for your company. So this person will act almost like a capture manager on your behalf. And we will create the campaign. We will do the engagement. All you have to do is say, this is who I'm looking for. I'm looking for a company, or I'm looking for a large company to be a mentor for my business. And we do all the engagement, all the support, and then we set up the meetings, and then you just take on the meetings itself. Plus, on the diamond package, you also get an opportunity manager to look for bids for you as well. So, but for many of you, the solar package is where you start. If you need support over here, let us know. Email us, and then we can also, if you need more, if you have further questions, we'll be more than happy to address any of your other questions related to this here. So with that, we are at a wrap here. Send us an email if you are the winner. And then if you are interested in learning more about the GovGenie tool and how it can help you to manage your pipeline and manage your teaming partners, and I'll be more than happy to set up a demo to show you deeper on how to leverage GovGenie as well. So with that, we're going to see if there's any final questions about anything that we've covered, and then we're going to wrap it up here. So show producer, are there any questions that I missed?
There was a question when you were doing the demo.
Mm-hmm.
What package were you working under for the demo? The silver or
the silver? Ahead. Yeah. So the package is under the silver. Right now, silver is unlimited everything. You can add as many search as you want, as many pipeline. In the future, it will be limited. And but because we're in beta right now, this is the time to jump on the $99 to start managing your whole pipeline. And then your teaming partner, let me show you one quick thing here. So if you have like a proposal writer that supports your company, when you come in here, you can go into my profile and you can go to members. And then you can invite somebody. You can invite someone. If it's an employee of your company, you can add them as a company member. And right now, it's unlimited. You can add as many people in your company as you want to. Now, a teaming partner, you don't want to add them in here. You want to invite them as a teaming partner onto the bid. You want to create a teaming partner, not necessarily invite them into your company, because if you invite them to your company, they can see everything you can see. Or if it's a proposal writer, you want to add them as a vendor. So if you have a proposal writer or you have an outside consulting company, you want to add them as a vendor into your GovGenie account so that you can manage your account slightly in this manner here. So with that, we are at a wrap. We will. We have other webinars, other classes coming around. If you're interested in many of our other classes, go to govevent.com, and we have 2 or 3 events every single week. So thank you for joining us. My name is Abraham, signing off. Thank you for your time, and we will see you in a future episode. And remember, you are one contract away, one task order away from your goals, from your next car you want, for the next employee that you want, for the house that you want, the dream house that you want, all of your dreams, you're one contract away. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.